Welcome or welcome back. If you keep choosing partners who make you earn love, if you chase people who ignore you, if you mistake intensity for intimacy, this isn't a flaw. It's probably a trauma pattern. And I think it's more common than people realize it is. And it most likely started with early abandonment. Sure, this can develop later in life when you're an adult. This type of pattern, though, is most often than not rooted in early childhood trauma. And trauma doesn't just shape your nervous system, it shapes your definition and perception of love. If your caregivers were emotionally unavailable, if your needs were neglected, punished, or ignored, you probably learned that love had to be earned. That's why there's a lot of people pleasers, I feel, in the world, the ones that are always doing for others. And a lot of people that do that are in positions where they are caregiving to others, nurses, doctors, so on and so forth. And that connection previously in life, in childhood, required collapse. And we carry that with us until we wake up to the pattern. That proximity was safer than clarity. So now what? You choose what feels familiar. You might be with partners who breadcrumb you, or like if you're dating or in a situationship, you're probably with a partner who breadcrumbs you, and you just hang on to that little crumb because it's better than nothing, and it makes you feel important when they just give you that little itty bitty crumb. People who withdraw, who make you feel like you have to prove your worth, who mirror the emotional choreography of your childhood. That's all familiar. That's why we're drawn to it. And we confuse that familiarity with connection, intimacy, soulmate, my other half. Oh, they're my partner. They're the person I've been waiting for. Here's the twist though. Familiar doesn't always look like chaos either. Sometimes it looks like charm, like chemistry, like someone who gets you. But yet, they never choose you. You're not choosing pain on purpose. You're choosing what your body was trained to recognize. It's ingrained. And that's not your fault. It's your blueprint. But healing means rewriting your script. It means choosing partners who might feel boring at first because they're safe. I think when we do meet somebody who is boring, we feel they're just not interesting. They don't give us that a dopamine, that adrenaline, that excitement, euphoric feeling. We're like, oh, they're just may not be the one for us. But what if they are? Huh. You might be passing up people who are good for you. But because of that blueprint, our nervous system and our brains are not aligned. So unless we have that chaotic, intense feeling, the butterfly feeling, we think, oh, well, there's just no connection there. It means that when you heal, it means that you name the difference between intensity and intimacy. And it means learning that love doesn't require collapse. When you meet somebody who doesn't stir things up in you, that anxious feeling, the dopamine, the rush, that adrenaline, that top of the, you know, tier feeling like, oh my God, oh, this is so great. And you just feel this rush. When we meet somebody who doesn't do that, it makes us uncomfortable. And we think that there's not going to be a future with that person. But I question and I urge you to think about that. Is this person safe? Are they safe? Maybe you're not safe for them. You don't have to earn love. Let's get that straight. You don't have to chase it. You don't have to abandon yourself to be chosen either. Somebody who is safe will make it abundantly clear that you don't need to earn love or chase or abandon yourself. It's kind of like self-sabotage, maybe not even consciously. You need to kind of get out of your own way and really question what you are feeling intuitively and not what your brain is saying and not what you're seeing either. It really is a complex uh, rhythm of trying to gauge who is safe for us. But again, you have to ask yourself, am I safe for this person? So it goes both ways. And that's part of healing is you have to also look inward and ask yourself if you are safe for somebody. You don't want to derail somebody's life because you're the one that's all fucked up. You also don't want them to derail your life because they're the ones that are all fucked up. That's why it's important to take things slow when you meet somebody, not rush into things and get yourself stuck in a trauma bond. You're allowed to want reciprocity, to want clarity, to want somebody who chooses you without emotional gymnastics. But if you keep choosing what hurts you, it's not because you're broken, you're patterned. And healing means choosing what feels unfamiliar until safety becomes the new normal. And that starts with choosing yourself first.